This is Art History with Kenneth on the KJL Podcast Channel, a series where timeless masterpieces are brought to life through the lens of artist and host, Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. Each episode takes viewers on a visual and historical journey, uncovering the stories, styles, and significance behind the world's most influential artists and art movements. From bold brushstrokes to revolutionary ideas, this is where the past meets creative perspective. The journey begins now.
Welcome to the Art History Show on the KJL Podcast Channel. I'm your host, Kenneth J. Lewis Sr., painter, storyteller, and curator of visual memory. On this show, we highlight artists who pushed boundaries, captured everyday truths, and spoke volumes through the stroke of a brush. Today's episode is titled True to Her Time, Elizabeth Nourse and the Working Woman's World. Elizabeth Nourse was a painter who didn't flinch. At a time when women artists struggled for recognition, she carved out a reputation by staying fiercely honest in her portrayals of everyday life. Her subjects weren't aristocrats or mythic goddesses. They were working women, strong, tired, nurturing, and enduring. Let's step into her world. Elizabeth Nourse was born in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1859, the same year as the first oil well in America and the publication of Darwin's On the Origin of Species. One of the 10 children in a Catholic family, she showed artistic promise early and enrolled at the McMicken School of Design, later the Art Academy of Cincinnati. Remarkably, she was one of the first women admitted to the life drawing class, a rare opportunity at the time. While many of her peers leaned towards romantic or idealized themes, Nourse was drawn to realism. She studied the working class women around her, those who cleaned, sewed, and raised families with little recognition. Her art became a quiet act of resistance. In 1887, she moved to Paris with her sister Louise. Louise, who became her lifelong companion and supporter. While many American artists eventually returned home, Nourse stayed in Europe, establishing herself in the competitive Parisian art world. Nourse's style was direct and deeply influenced by both French realism and her own moral clarity. While Mary Cassatt painted bourgeois mothers in soft pastel scenes, Nourse focused on rural working-class women, those nursing babies in bare rooms or gazing out of windows, weary from labor. She painted women with a psychological depth but that was uncommon at the time. In works like La Mère, a mother is rendered not just as a symbol of nurturing, but as a full person, resilient, burdened, and profoundly human. Her palette was often muted and her compositions deeply, deceptively simple. But within that simplicity lay great power. Each figure was placed with intention. Every shadow told a story. These were not the passive, idealized female nudes of salon paintings. These were women who had lived hard lives with quiet dignity. Critics praised her work for its sincerity and emotional weight. She exhibited at the Salon and later at the Exposition Universelle in 1900, earning medals and growing recognition. If you're enjoying this episode, take a moment to like, subscribe, and share the Art History Show on the KJL Podcast Channel. We bring story like Elizabeth Nourse into light, artists who deserve more space in the conversation. And if you'd like to support this work, consider buying me a coffee. The link is in the description. Every bit helps. Keep this podcast independent and thriving. Now let's get back to the story. Nourse never married. Her sister Louise managed her household and correspondence, enabling Elizabeth to focus fully on her art. That partnership was foundational to her success. During World War I, the sisters remained in Paris and helped refugees, earning Elizabeth further admiration from the French public. Her compassion wasn't confined to her brushwork, it extended to the way she lived. Despite chronic illness in later years, she continued to paint. Her late self-portraits are haunting and introspective. There's no glamour, no vanity, only truth. Elizabeth Nourse died in 1938, largely unrecognized by the mainstream art world, yet her legacy is undeniable. She was one of the first American women elected to Société Nationale des Beaux-Arts. She sold her work consistently, received critical acclaim, and yet her name faded while others soared. Today's curators and scholars are rediscovering her art, and with it, a richer picture of 19th and early 20th century realism. Her paintings are housed in the collections of the Smithsonian American Art Museum, the Cincinnati Art Museum, and the Musée de Luxembourg in Paris. She didn't paint fantasy, she painted life. And it's that honesty that makes her work endure. If this story moved you, if it made you pause and reflect, I encourage you to dive deeper into the work of Elizabeth Nourse. Let her portraits speak to you. Let them remind you that art doesn't always shout. It sometimes whispers with conviction. And if you're looking for a custom painting that tells your story, I'm accepting canvas commissions, intimate, powerful works that speak from soul to surface. This has been Kenneth J. Sr., and thank you for watching the Art History Show right here on the KJL Podcast Channel. I hope today's story added some truth, strength, and reflection to your day. Until next time, stay visionary, stay open, and always dig deeper.
Thank you for watching Art History with Kenneth on the KJL Podcast Channel. If this episode inspired, informed, or intrigued you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. returns every other week with more captivating stories from the art world, exploring the legends, the techniques, and the timeless works that continue to shape our creative world. Until the next brushstroke in history, keep watching, keep wondering, and keep the art alive.